again for a Code With Me program. So I'm going to, as always, I'm going to tackle a problem, a coding problem in real time, no editing, just reviewing it and talking out my approach to solving or not solving the problem. Um, I'm going to jump in just a bit, but the link to this particular problem will be in the description. So feel free to pause the video right now, hop over to that link, and then try to attempt this problem yourself. And then come back to this video, and then you compare how you solved it versus how I solved it. So with that being said, let's just jump in. So today's algorithm challenge is called Detect Pangram. So a pangram is a sentence that contains every single letter of the alphabet at least once. For example, the sentence, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," is a pangram because it uses the letters A through Z at least once. Case is irrelevant. So given a string, detect whether or not it is a pangram, return true if it is, false if not, ignore numbers and punctuation. Okay. So first thing I'm thinking, I probably want to, I'm just thinking about the letters of the alphabet, that is a known entity. So I can use that to test if maybe I can use the letters of the alphabet to test if any of them are present inside of the string that was passed. So sometimes I before I start writing code, sometimes I write comments on how I would approach it. But this one seems pretty straightforward, so I think I'm going to just jump right in. So I'm going to create a const called alphabet because JavaScript doesn't have this built-in knowledge of the alphabet, I don't think. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I think out of everyone's K through 12 education, kindergarten is probably the one where you learned the most that's actually relevant to your day-to-day life. Okay, so we have this alphabet, and we have this string. So I think I can just say, I think I can loop through the alphabet and see if a letter is present in the string. So, alphabet, oh, that appeared in green. Is alphabet a keyword in JavaScript? I don't think it is. Let's see. Let us see. Console log alpha. Okay, yeah, it's not. So I'm like, I never heard of. Okay, so yeah, so I just defined it here. Not sure why it appears in blue. Okay, so alphabet. I want to turn this string into an array, so I'm just going to call split on it. And if my JavaScript knowledge serves me right, I believe that's the syntax for creating an array where every single letter is its own element in the array. So after we split it, I think we want to do for each. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just thinking for each doesn't return anything. We can use filter, and we could use map. Map would be a little weird. We can use for each. I think for each might be the way to go. I am just worried that it doesn't return anything. Oh, I was trying to do a different YouTube video. I guess it didn't want to go. I'll have to look into that later. But back to this problem. Okay, maybe I should have wrote something out. Okay, so I get the gist of what I'm trying to do. I want to turn the string into an array, and I want to look at every single element in the array, every single letter, and say, is this letter found in this string? If so, return true. Yeah, if not, return false. Okay. Just don't know for each is what I want. Oh, let me just try something. So for each, we'll say letter. Okay. Okay, string dot includes letter. So does this string include a letter, true or false? Okay, so let me create a variable called isMangram. So I'm going to initially set it as false. And then I'm going to say if string does not, okay, I'll have to work out the logic. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. Because okay, so what I'm thinking is I can't just play around with this flag because for each is going to go through and loop through every single letter. So let's say B is there, it might set that as true, but then C isn't there, then it's going to set it as false, but then D is there, or let's say Z is there, so it's going to set it as true, even though D or F or some other letter was missing. So I think this is less straightforward than what I initially thought. Okay, so I think for each was a mistake. Let me go back. All the way back, like if I was solving this fresh, I would say I want to compare every letter of the alphabet to see if it appears in the string. Okay, well, it's not pretty, but I know another way we can do this. Filter. So we can say letter again to represent every single letter of the alphabet. And we only want to return a value if string includes letter. So if string returns letter, yeah, then we can just go ahead and return letter. Okay, then we can say if alphabet dot length is equal to 26, then we can go ahead and say is Pangram is equal to true. And then we can return is Pangram. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure about this syntax because I haven't worked with JavaScript in a little minute. But just reviewing the logic, we're saying we have the alphabet and it's an array because we split it, and we're going to filter it so that if a letter of the alphabet is found in the string, then it will be returned from this filter method. And so if every single letter and alphabet is found in that string, then that alphabet array should still have a length of 26. And so at that point, if every single letter is found in that string, then that means it is a pangram, and that's what we want to return. We want to set it as true, and then we want this whole function to return it. So let's go ahead and give it a test and see what happens. Ooh, okay. That looks like a syntax error. String includes letter. What line is that? Okay, I'm missing a closing parentheses. Let's see. Unexpected token. Okay, I think this one wasn't supposed to be there. Right? Okay, so this goes, let's do some indentation. This goes to this if statement. Then this goes to this filter. And then we have our closing parentheses there. We have these paired together, this paired together. Unexpected closing parentheses. Let me try this again. Okay, so no longer any syntax errors, but one of our tests did not pass. So the first one passed, but the second one didn't. So expected false, but instead got true. Okay. Okay, I see. Classic mutation. Okay, so classic mutation error. So when I check is alphabet length equal to 26 after I do all of this filtering, the filtering isn't being captured in a new variable. It hasn't created anything new. So on line 14, this alphabet is being compared to what was established on line 3, which I made into a constant. Okay, so I can just do let filtered alphabet equal alphabet, and then filtered. So I want to make sure that line 14 isn't reading the value of line 3. I want to make sure it knows that I want to capture what's been filtered. So let's try that again. Okay, everything passed. That's good. So let's attempt it. And when you click attempt, it basically runs your program through a number of additional tests past the most basic cases. So let's give it an attempt. Okay, so we have 6 passes and 5 failed. All right, so which ones failed? Oh, okay, so case. I did not take into account case. So let's say the string. Okay, to lower. So okay, so we want to make sure either lowercase or uppercase can be accounted for. So letter dot to uppercase. Let's see if that is the name of that method. Oh, okay, I have to press attempt so it runs through all those other cases. Okay, so that's what it was. I forgot that the problem said that case is irrelevant. So So what I did here was I wanted to check to see if an incoming string contained every single letter of the alphabet. So I created a constant called alphabet, and then I created a flag called is Pangram, and I initialized that variable as false. And then I transformed the alphabet from a string into an array so that I can iterate over it. I basically use JavaScript's filter method to say I only want to keep track of letters that are found in the alphabet. So in the result is nothing gets filtered out, and filtered alphabet equals the length of it equals 26 characters. At that point, we know that the incoming string contained every single letter of the alphabet, which makes it a pangram. So then I just flip that flag to be true, and I return that. So boom, that wasn't too bad. I'm going to go ahead and submit it. And as always, these videos come out every Sunday, and I encourage you to look at in the link in the description and try this problem yourself if you didn't already. I will catch you all next week.